Commander.
Hey, what's up, Grub Squad? This is Ryan from Gamer Grub, here to talk to you a little bit about Assassin's Creed 3. Recently, Ubisoft announced that Assassin's Creed 3 has been the fastest selling game in their lineup ever. If you would like to check out an article with all the details, look at the link below. This video shows one of my personal favorite missions and shows off a lot of the things that makes Assassin's Creed 3 great and what makes it so popular. Through the mission, you see some of the traversal, stealth, action, and other main parts that makes Assassin's Creed 3, well, an Assassin's Creed game to be honest, but it's still amazing. If you haven't played the game and want to remain spoiler free, you probably should turn back now. There will be a couple of story points that are spoilerish, so I just want to let you know to be safe. I'm going to let the rest of this cutscene play out, and then we'll start talking about some of the gameplay aspects as soon as it's done.
What reason have you to help?
Does it matter?
As you wish. We've received reports of trouble along the southern road. Might be he's responsible. I suggest you begin your search there.
Much of your time in Assassin's Creed 3 will be spent traversing the land. The frontier is a beautiful snow-covered landscape. Riding a horse around is probably your quickest bet from point A to B, but there are a lot of options that we will be seeing shortly. So what we have to do basically in this mission is we're looking for this guy named Church. We're just going to ride this horse to the point up here, which is supposedly a spot where he stole some cargo goods. I'm going to kind of let this gameplay play out right here, and you can see some of the beautiful landscape. Again, just one more warning, if you don't want to see any spoilers, there is kind of a spoilerish part coming up right here, so you should probably turn back because there's going to be a cutscene. I'm just going to allow this cutscene to kind of play out.
Father. Connor, any last words? Wait. A poor choice.
Come to check up on Church? Make sure he'd stolen enough for your British brothers?
Benjamin Church is no brother of mine. No more than the Redcoats or their idiot king. Oh, I expected naivete, but this... The Templars do not fight for the crown. We seek the same as you, boy. Freedom, justice, independence.
But...
But what?
Johnson, Pitcairn, Hickey, they sought to steal land, to sack towns, to murder George Washington.
Johnson sought to own the land, that we might keep it safe. Pitcairn aimed to encourage diplomacy, which you cocked up thoroughly enough to start a goddamn war. And Hickey? George Washington is a wretched leader. He's lost nearly every battle in which he's taken part. The man's racked with uncertainty and insecurity. Only look at Valley Forge to know my words are true. We're all better off without him. Look, much as I'd love to spar with you, Benjamin Church's mouth is as big as his ego. You clearly want the supplies he's stolen. I want him punished. Our interests are aligned.
What do you propose?
A truce. Perhaps some time together might do us good. You are my son, after all, and might still be saved from your ignorance. I can kill you now, if you prefer. Excellent. Shall we be off?
Do you even know where
This mission is the first time you really have interactions with your father, with Connor being part Native American and part English. It leads to some complications that I don't want to go into detail for spoiler reasons. But as Connor, you are torn between these two worlds, basically. You come from a local Native American village and have grown up there. With the training and tracking from your childhood, Connor can track animals as well as people in many of the missions. It's kind of a contrivance, but works out in the end for gameplay. So in this section right here, what we're doing is we're tracking the person that stole the supplies from the American forces. You can also see more of the frontier in this part, where there's beautiful snow. The land itself is really nice. It does kind of get hard to walk through sometimes, but as long as you stay on these paths, like I'm doing right here, you usually get around pretty quickly. Alright, now we found the guy. And basically, we're going to walk up to him and ask him a question. He's going to run away. And then you can see the section of the game that I don't really like. That section is the chase sequences. Particularly, they just aren't very good. Luckily, in this mission, the chase part is pretty easy. You just have to run up to this guy. But you can see here, actually catching the person isn't handled very well. I mean, I get right up on him and I just kind of push past him like he's just part of the crowd.
It was not wise to run.
What do you want?
Where is Benjamin Church?
And here you can kind of see a little bit of the interaction between Connor and his father. His father is not very interested in keeping people alive. He's more about getting the job done that he's there to get done.
Time with all this pointless banter. Go catch up with the rest of Church's men. Infiltrate that camp of theirs and see what you can discover.
During this next section of the game, you get to see some of the best parts of Assassin's Creed 3. Running through the sprawling forest and jumping from branch to branch feels great. They really upgrade their free running mechanics that they had from the past Assassin's Creed games. You can see here I pretty much stay completely out of sight while at the same time covering a significant amount of ground. Now what we have to do here is basically stay in the radius of this cart so that we can hear what's going on. There's a lot of missions in this game that have you do this, and unfortunately if you get spotted at all, you're pretty much done. This can be pretty annoying some of the time, but as long as you've done it once or twice, or if you stay like kind of in the brushes, you can get through these okay. There's actually an easy way to do this mission, that's jumping in that hay cart and just ride it to the end, but I wanted to get the 100% sync, and to do that you can't actually jump in that hay cart. It's pretty easy to run through the trees in this section though, and to stay out of sight. And again, just another showcase of how good some of the free running is in this game. Just have a little bit more to go here just to stay out of the sight, and I almost get spotted here for a second, but I tried to stay out of the way, and I did a decent job. There should be a little bit of a cutscene coming up right now. Now in this section of the game, you get to see some of the stealth parts. Jumping out of this haystack into this bush keeps you hidden from anybody around. Staying out of sight in this game is pretty good. Most of the stealth sections, if done right, feel great and aren't like super slow like some other stealth games. Sliding around in small bushes or haystacks works really well. I'm actually going to switch to my hidden blade here for this kill. And it shows off the engine for stealth kills is actually pretty good. You can see there, Connor killed somebody, pulled him in the bush, and now he is hidden away from everybody else. Again, I wanted to do the 100% sync, so you got to get 3 kills in this section. And again, you do have to stay within this radius halo of listening to these guys, which is kind of an annoying part of the game, but at least it gives you some direction to where you should be. I only have one more kill to go and just a little bit farther until the cutscene comes up here, so I'm just going to let this kind of play out until the cutscene starts.
Alright, I'm in. Look what we found!
He was creeping around the camp all suspicious like.
Coming up after this cutscene will be part of the mission that shows off the combat.
Something special.
The combo system, along with the parry and attack, is some of the best combat for the third-person action genre. Every weapon has a different combo and deadly kills. I wish I would have showed off some of the tools a little bit better, but unfortunately during this section I pretty much just used my tomahawk to destroy these guys. But there are a ton of cool things like a pistol, a bow and arrow, a rope dart, trip mines, all these kind of things that can be at your disposal for taking out people. But you'll see here some of the deadly kills that are actually featured when using a tomahawk in Assassin's Creed 3. Here we see the combat system again, like the parry and attack. Very good, very smooth, easy to use. There are a couple of guys in this section that are heavies that will actually parry most of your attacks too. And to get through them, basically what you have to do is you have to break their defense. And that's the guy in the hat right there in the backpack. I'll get to him here in a second. But this pretty much ends and shows exactly what I love about Assassin's Creed 3. The traversal, the combat, the stealth gameplay, they all work very well. You should check out this game if you haven't, and you can read more about it at Grub. Remember to keep your hands clean while you play with the only snack made for gamers. See you next time.
Bike lane. Gamer Grub is available at these fine retailers.